Hey guys, welcome back to bannerlord. It's been a while and it's definitely going to be the start of a new series. I'm only gonna play for relatively half hour or so this video is gonna be relatively short by the time I get done editing it. But I hope you guys enjoy it just the same. I am liking the fact that you guys like the War Thunder shorts. You guys are eating that up. Thank you for everybody that subscribed because of that. Thank you so much. But anyways, this new series is going to be interesting because it's not going to be warfare centric, we'll say. We're not going to do a lot of warfare until we get really economically super strong. What we're going to do is we're going to be going down and trading for a bunch of money. And so in other words, we're going to go in a place like this. And I've been grinding a little bit, so I have some money, but we're still not where I would like to be to begin the, warfare type deal. But anyways, let's get into here and I'll show you what I've been doing. Right now, beer is cheap, can be sold for 7 more. In Jardis, it's 40 and 57 in Anthus, and in Lycon, it's 57 as well. I don't like that deal, so I'm gonna look for something else. We can buy this for 5 and sell it for 39 in Anthus. So let's go ahead and try to do that. I do not have 2 grand with me here, so that's not gonna be a thing that we actually do. I only got about 1,200 dinars, and I gotta make it less than that too because I gotta pay the wages and things. So I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get a couple hundred of this salt and then we'll go peddle it. Relatively 600, okay? And then where we are. Okay, Anthus is only over here. Now the price could change between that time. So if that's the case, then it does change by the time we get down there. I'm just gonna have to look around until we can make a profit off it. But hopefully that price remains pretty solid until we get down there. At least want to make some kind of profit off of that, but who knows? We don't know what's gonna happen. We could get jumped by raiders and that kind of thing. Oh, and by the way, we are playing on the new beta update right now, so this is not the base game. This is what is coming to an average person. Now, if you go on Steam and you go into, how did I do this? If you go on Steam and you go into where you find the betas, you can switch it to the beta. It's not just for influencers, so you guys can change it to this as well. However, they did say that there probably would be some instability and stuff like that, so enter your own risk. I've never had an issue with it, but this is the update that is coming to public usage. It's not completely out for the public yet. In other words, it's still in the beta, but it is coming to you guys. Oh yes, it maintained its price. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna sell this beer too. I could use that for food as well, but I'll just buy more food. And we're getting another 1,200 dinars out of this. That brings us up to 1,800 dinars. So you can get extremely rich on this crap, doing this trading thing, but it is a grind, guys. I'm not going to lie. But what's nice is you'll see these green numbers. Now, obviously the weapons and such are going to be more expensive, etc. But if you get the perk called wholesale, okay, you can look at these resources, which I'm gonna get some grain because I dumped out. Yeah, we don't have any food left. Okay, so I'm gonna get a couple of things of grain, and you'll see that I'm already getting, a couple sacks of grain for real freaking cheap. Alright, this is what you want to do if you want to get into the trade industry. I'm gonna pay about 100 for this for 15 grain, and that's for 15 grain, guys. That's relatively good actually. And then felt is really cheap right now, and it can be sold in like can for 85 and Praetos for 90. Okay, so you really want to pay attention to what's being sold and whatnot and where. But you gotta make sure that it's relatively close because the market can change. Guys, keep that in mind. The market can change, can and will change on a dime. I'm gonna get the felt because I feel like the market for planks can change and just go down the toilet. So actually, let's get the planks here for 1400. How much do we have? Yeah, I'm gonna decrease that a little bit so we're not using as much of our money to actually do this. Okay, so we just paid 962 dinars for that planks. Okay, and by the way, guys, they added ships to the game now, so I would imagine that's what the planks are for. Okay, so anyway, yeah, I would imagine that's why, you can buy and sell planks, because they use the planks to build the ships in the game, etc. Praetos 109. Okay, but how close is Praetos? I think it's way on my way though. Actually, it's not terrible. Maybe we might be able to get down there before the market changes on that. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be a push, I think. And if the market does change, guys, I'm probably gonna buy a new resource and try to get some money back off of that, and then hold on to the planks until we find a place that's gonna make us profit off it. And I'll go from place to place until we find a place that makes a profit off of the planks if we get to Praetos and it is no longer at the price that it was. Sorry about that, guys. I got a video call for a second. That was kind of random. I don't know what that was about. Yes, it held on to its price. So whenever you I thought I would show you guys this. Whenever you have the wholesale perk, when you're going to make a profit, it's a green number, okay? And when you're going to lose money, it's a red number like this, okay? And then when there's no profit or loss, it is a number like this, okay? So you want to pay attention to that. And also, if this green number becomes a light green, you do not want to sell it because you will lose money that way. A very small amount, but you will lose money. So you want to make sure that it is a green number like this, alright? And we're gonna get 1,076, 1,176. And we spent 900. So you can see that this is a nice way to make money. However, like I said, it is very, very finicky. The market can change in a matter of minutes. Okay, so let's go into the market in this place here. And you can also see that we can buy horses for real cheap because we have that perk as well. So that's another thing about the wholesale perk, is that you can actually look and see, hey, we can get these types of horses for cheap. Let's see, how many horses do we have? Okay, we only have 4. As you can see, if I were to sell these horses right now, here and there, they would be really expensive. They would be really cheap and I wouldn't get anything. So now is the time to actually buy horses because they're really cheap right now. I'm actually going to buy some mules. However, I'm probably not going to buy the whole stack. I'm just gonna probably buy 2 or so. But it's just easier to drag the whole stack over and then give back what you don't want. Okay, what did that do for us? Let's go back to the trade thing again. That gave us 1,300 capacity for our inventory. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. See these light green numbers? Okay, that means that number is either about to get more expensive or it's about to average out. Okay, so what you want to do, like I said, you want to pay attention to what shade of green this is when you go and buy. We could buy all of this flax, and then let's take a look at our inventory again, see where this can be sold and whatnot for a decent price. Okay, so we paid 9 per unit. If we go to Sempora, we can get 19 out of it. Okay. And I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a time where, if I play this long enough, there's gonna be a time where the market does change on us, guys. And then I'm gonna have to look for a better price. But for now, I need to look where, I know it's one of, there we go. I think it's that place right there. Let me actually look and make sure we got that spelt right. No, I wish you could just like GPS a lot of this stuff. And see how these ones are grayed out? Means they're about to change. I think we're gonna go to Amethyst, or Amethyst or whatever, and see what kind of price we can get off of that. Because I don't really want to go to a small village, to be perfectly honest, because they don't really have a whole lot of wealth, and we might not be able to sell the whole thing. So I'm hoping that we can get to Amethyst and at least make some profit off it. It won't be the place that makes the most profit off it, but we will make some if the price holds. So let us cross our fingers that the price holds. But if I play this long enough, guys, eventually we're going to have to just look around until we find a buyer that will pay us a decent price for it. The price is holding so far, so that is good. Look at that, we just made 1,056 off of that, and we're back up to 1,700, and we paid, I think, 800 for that. And that's what I'm saying, depending on what kind of resource you have with you and you buy from the cities, the price can be massively different. But sometimes it's only a couple hundred. But it is an easy way to stock money up, that's for sure. Right now, grain is cheap here. But it's also, this is the cheapest grain you're gonna find right now. It's only 7. Which makes me want to buy a little bit of this, because it is cheap as all get out. You can see we just spent 63 dinars on that, but we got 21 units of food. Alright, so right now, felt can be sold in Praetos for 93 a piece. And iron ore is 79 buy price and can be sold at Sephora for 111. It can be sold at Praetos for, so let's get that, because we're not really paying all that much in regards to the buy price. I know right now it looks like we're spending, 1,000, 1,200, 17 dinars, but per unit it's 75. So it's really not all that bad. I think what we're going to do is Sephora. Yeah, I think we should go to Praetos to get our price for this, to be perfectly honest. Because I think Sephora is a minor village, I think. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about that. I'm busy right now. Okay, it still maintained its price. Now watch this, guys. Even though I decreased the amount that we bought, because in the fear of, that we wouldn't get there in time, we're gonna get 700 out of this. It's not really a massive increase because I went to one of the cheaper cities, but I really don't want to go to Sephora until I verify that it's a bigger town, because I think it's a village and I really don't want to raid these people for silver ore. So right now, linen is really cheap right now for being linen. So what we can do is it can be, I don't really want to do that though, because I think it's just, like a small village and they're not going to have a whole bunch of money here. But it says we can sell it for 168, but I don't really want to do that. Let's go with the leather. Why is everything super high in Sephora? They want us to go to Sephora. It's terrible. Because I'm supremely confident that it is a minor village. Hopefully when we get to Lycan we can sell it for a profit still. Because I would rather go to Lycan and get our money. Hopefully though I know it's a grayed out price, which is fearful for me. But like I said, I'm supremely confident that Sephora is a minor village. And I really don't want to, sell all that there because they're not going to more than likely be able to give me my full fee. Yeah, I don't want to sell this leather because there's not gonna be any profit in this. Yeah, I'm gonna actually take a couple units of this pottery and pay for it, and then go up to Kratos and get the price for it because it might maintain. Because it's really not all that far. You really want to focus on going to the closer places to get your stuff. Because if you go to a super far distant place, the more likely that profit's gonna change. Because you won't be able to get there in time before the market changes. Now, I have some real payoff stories where I did risk it and I made a whole bunch, but it's just not worth the risk in my opinion. Let's see. Yes, it did. It maintained its profit here. So, as you can see, if we sell leather here, we won't make nothing off. We just got 64 level trade skill. As you can see, I've been grinding this big time, so it can be sold amethyst for 300. Okay. I mean, it's not a massive profit, but I do want to purchase some of that so that, okay, that basically makes our profits go out the window right now. But if we make it to amethyst before the price changes, it's gonna be a decent one and we'll sell it for more. I'm gonna call it amethyst. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but I think I am. So again, correct me if I'm not saying this right in the comments, please. But this is a real grind, guys, but it is a great source of income. My brother showed me how to actually do it because he's like, you want to make real money, Lee? It's all in trade and whatnot. And he was telling me stories that were just bonkers. It's just the grind of getting it is crazy. Yeah, the grind of getting this, guys, is just absolutely insane. As you can see, it did not maintain its value, okay? It went back to the stock value. So I would not gain anything if I were to sell it here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start looking around. But I want to pay attention to the rumors here, so let's open up our inventory here. You can sell the leather at Lycan for 160 something. So let's head down to Lycan and hopefully we can get rid of the leather, bring some of our money back, and then just find a place that'll pay us more for the jewelry. Because I don't want to get rid of the jewelry, guys, because we paid 200 a unit for that, right? And that's not something that I want to just flush down the toilet. I want to go to a place that's going to pay us decently for it. As you can see, the leather remained its price and whatnot. Actually, I think it went up. So we're going to get rid of the... Oh, yes. As you can see, we paid 500 for it. We're going to get for it. That is what I'm talking about. Sometimes you get $2,000 for stuff that you pay a couple hundred for. Let's go over to Sycan and see if they'll pay us better for the jewelry here. Because, again, I want to make a profit off of that because we paid so much for it. You can also do the livestock trading as well, but that is also way more rewarding, but also way more expensive, okay? Sapporo is a main city, okay, but it's over in the other Empire faction, so I want to see if we can get a decent price. I can. No, we can't. Jewelry is essentially down over here, so we're not going to do that. We're actually going to head over to Sapporo and see if we can't get a decent price for what we have. And then what I'll do is I'll buy a resource from Sapporo and continue to trade. But hopefully the price of the jewelry doesn't plummet while we're on the way down here. This is what I'm talking about. When you buy stuff, you have to be careful how much much you buy of it, okay? Because you gotta make that profit back in order for this to be worth it, okay? So when you're starting small, like I'm doing, you buy small amounts and then okay, it's like in the center here. I had to reload because that didn't play out right. I wasn't able to get them to charge quick enough, and so we got ripped apart. So had to reload, and we're going to support and sell this iron ore, and hopefully it maintains its price. Sanpora, that's how I'm gonna pronounce it. Some of these names are wacko, but hey, as you can see, that price on iron ore in this place did not maintain. I might go after that bandit camp and then call it a day, just to get some action for you guys. But this playthrough is going to be primarily trade, because it's one of the easiest ways to make money. Although it, like I said, throughout the whole episode, it fluctuates. So there we go. That's a nice price right there. What do we got here? Salt can be sold, and it says 32, and Praetos for 40, bought for 64. 1,000, we'll just buy all that. Praetos, that's highest price. So let's head down there. Hopefully it maintains its price, and that's gonna be a massive payday if it maintains its price. And like I keep saying, guys, this is very, very sketchy when you do this. It's an easy way to make a whole bunch of money, but it is finicky as all get up. No doubt about it. As you can see, it did not maintain its value. So I need to go find somewhere else to buy this. Okay, now we can sell planks for a profit. And we just made $400 off of that. That's what you can do, guys. Like, it is easy money, but it is just something that fluctuates all the time. And I know I keep saying that, but like, there's no other way of saying it. It is extremely crucial that you keep that in mind if you're going to go down this road of financing your band. Felt, I will pay $1,700 for all this. Where can it be sold for more? Praetos. Okay. 91. I might have spent too much here, but hopefully one day's wages won't be too bad. I might even get there before the price change and the day's out, honestly. Maybe, if we're lucky. Praetos is just right down the street from Zycan, basically, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna make some decent money here. Yes, we are going to make some decent money. As you can see, we just spent $1,700 and we're getting 190 from that. That is fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. Big time. That's what I'm talking about. This kind of thing can pay off real easy. But like I said, it's extremely fluctuating. One day it's this price, another day it's, another price. Anyway, you guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. If you want to see more of this, let me know in the comments. Yes, it's a little bit dry, but I do plan on getting to the combat, guys. I do plan on getting to that. But I wanted to show you guys a very, very easy and lucrative way to make money, okay? And that this whole campaign is going to be based on making money, okay? It's not going to be until late in campaign that we actually start the warfare type deal, because I want to be able to finance things no matter how huge we get in regards to the band that we have or army we have. I want to be able to finance it. That's why primarily these episodes will be focused on finances, because I want to be able to build a massive cash cushion. So that's what we're doing right here. But I am telling you guys, warfare is coming maybe in about 20 episodes, depending on how much money we actually make.